I'm Paul Jenkins, the principal trombone of the Nashville Symphony.
I'm Derek Hawks. I'm the assistant principal and second trombone here.
I'm Stephen Brown. I'm the bass trombone player.
And Gilbert Long on the bottom playing tuba.
Okay, so what does it feel like, I guess, for everybody to play at Low Brass Concerto? A lot of times we play solos and recitals and things in school and sometimes outside of master classes, but what does it feel like working up a concerto for low brass?
It's different that it's a group of us, so it's been a long time since I've done a concerto in front of the orchestra or in front of a band or anything, but as a group it's a little bit more comforting that you've got your colleagues there to kind of lean on a little bit, and I think the orchestra isn't quite comfortable enough to let us all the way in the front. We're kind of in the back of the stage, so we're kind of in our normal element, but it'll be fun doing it as a group as opposed to maybe a little bit less stressful too that way.
Yeah, it's interesting because we, in a way, we think as a unit all the time. So what we really practice at work and in the concert hall is playing together as a unit all the time. So it's really cool to feature that in a soloistic way, all of us together. It's kind of an interesting concept for me.
Yeah, I think low brass sections in particular have a need to really be on the same page, because I think just because of where we're registered and the parts that have been written for us for 300 years, if things aren't really on, you can tell very quickly in the low brass. So I think it's advantageous in a way to actually write for an entire section, because then you get us essentially in our natural element, but just working a different perspective, and really nothing changes for us except the fact that the three of us are going to be standing up, and Gil will have his own pedestal on bottom.
How's it felt working it up? Have we had any particular challenges?
I think it's interesting in that the parts are written such that it's also still part of the orchestra. A lot of times when we were rehearsing it, we thought somebody had miscounted, that it didn't seem like the parts fit. And yet when you listen to recordings of it, it works out and it sounds beautiful. It works really well. But regularly we were going, wait a minute, we're lost, something's wrong. So
yeah, and we're excited to finally play with the orchestra, because it's cool, the interplay between the low brass and the orchestra and how it comes together sometimes. So you have a lot of stuff doubled with the basses, and which is a normal element for you, and so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, and I think there are several things that have been interesting to me with how it's written regarding how things are often split up 2 and 2. So the two tenor trombones are together in octaves or playing composite rhythms off of each other, building off or even opposing what's essentially going on with bass trombone and tuba, which has real shades of certain composers in a way. Mahler did some of that, Tchaikovsky did a lot of that. So it's interesting to work on it, kind of splitting things up. Even when we've been rehearsing it, the two of us will play stuff together without them, and vice versa. And then in understanding where the other part is at, it's a lot easier to kind of build this thing together and take advantage of this incredible language of composite rhythm that Jennifer Higdon builds up throughout the section.
Complex rhythms where I play in every gap that they don't play, and it'll be bass trombone and tuba in the gaps of the top two, and then sometimes it's me by myself in the gap between the three of them.
Up, back and forth.
It's you got to have good internal rhythm to keep all that going, especially without a conductor when you're rehearsing it.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, that's a lot of what we practice, but it really comes together great. It's written in a way that works very easily for all of us, and something that we can definitely handle. So
yeah, usually a lot of times when we're rehearsing stuff on our own or whatever, the hardest part is trying to figure out, well, how is this going to fit in the orchestra? And that's the difficult part, where this almost feels like when we get to play it with the orchestra is going to be the easiest time.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what it feels like. It's like everything comes together, as opposed to trying to pick out your one little part and how it fits in to the rest of the group. So I think it'll get easier as once we get to rehearsing it with the rest of the group.
How do you guys think our audience will respond? Do you have any ideas about it?
I think the guy behind us will really like it. I hope he's there. We have one really good guy behind us that's always really supportive.
Cheering us on,
Major fan in the choral.
So I think it'll be really positive.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be cool for them to hear so much of the sound of our section, and really that be the meat of the piece. I think that'll be a really cool thing. Usually they get audience members get 5 to 10 minutes of that at a concert.
Yeah.
But now they're going to get a full, 20-minute concerto of it. So I think it's exciting for us to showcase that.
And probably the only ones that aren't going to like it are the violas.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we're pointed right at them.
So bring your earplugs. Yeah, I think, at least for me, the most exciting thing about recording is preserving record of all the work that we do, and the fact that, we've worked really hard, we've practiced really hard our whole lives, and now we're in this awesome position where all that work and all of that dedication is now being recorded and preserved and put on this CD of a really awesome piece, and we get to work directly with composers. So, I mean, artistically, it's kind of what you dream about when you're in school, is being able to kind of have this sort of all that hard work and everything, and your personality really come through this piece. And it's even cooler that we get to do it collectively, because that's just how we think a lot of the time anyway. So yeah, I mean, the recording element is it's a bonus. It's a great thing. To me, it doesn't. I mean, it's a little more nerve-wracking because you really know that you're going to be preserving this forever. But really, the way that most of us look at it, I think, we try to sound great all the time. So the recording is just a bonus. It's a great thing that we get to do, and it's exciting. Yeah.
The nervous part is we only get 2 shots at it.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's very unique. It's special. How many other chances are any of us going to get to do the premiere commercial release of a Low Brass Concerto?
Yeah, and I don't.
It's really rare. It's very special.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't. Are there any other recorded Low Brass Concertos?
I don't think so.
Yeah, not that I know of. There might be, but if it is, it's very, very rare. So it's a very cool. It's a cool instrumentation. It's a very cool idea, and we're excited to do it.